Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on the program Woman to Woman. I'm Adesuwa Osa Uwagi. As you can see today, I'm not looking my usual self. That is, I'm not as bright as I used to be because of the problems that are weighing me down and also weighing quite a number of mothers and ladies out there down. It is the issue of our young girls nowadays. Girls are getting killed, getting maimed for no reason. And then you ask, where are their parents? Is it that they didn't get the home training that they ought to get? Or perhaps the children refuse to listen. What about the issue of monitoring? How many parents are monitoring their children now when young girls have become breadwinners? Parents have relegated their duties as caregivers to their children. And these kids are usually underage. Very young girls, 15, 14. You know, how does this sound to you when you hear that a 14-year-old girl is prostituting, already selling her body for money, and then she takes this money home, and the parents will gladly, and when I say parents, I'm talking about mothers now, because fathers, they are usually not too cool. Let me use that word. They are usually not too cool with things like that. But you see some mothers, they will sit down, and then they will spend that money, knowing fully well that your daughter, your small girl, your omomo baby went to sell herself for money. And then you will sit there comfortably and say, my daughter did try you, and you will eat that money. Mama, where is your conscience? Mommy, where did you sell your conscience? What is happening? I know that we are bedeviled with a lot of issues in our country. Is that enough for you to sell your conscience? Most parents do not take care of their daughters anymore. And some daughters are not even ready to be taken care of. We're going to look at leading our girls, our daughters, Aright today on the program Woman to Woman. And I have a counselor. I'm going to task this counselor today. I'm going to task her because I don't know what they are all doing as we speak today. So I have one of them. One bad apple, they say, spoils the whole bunch. So this one that is in my net today, I'm going to drill her. She needs to answer some questions. So join me as I make welcome Dorcas Onoge. She is a counselor and, of course, a PR person. Dorcas, you are in my trap today. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, Dorcas, how are you? How are you? Don't you feel sad when you hear stories about our girls not living the way they should live? Don't you feel sad? Let me ask you that question. How do you feel when you hear stories like that?
If you say if I feel sad about it, I think that one's an understatement because
it's like an understatement.
Because like it's a burden in my heart. Because of the nature of my job, I have happened to come across a lot of young girls, especially at the course of my duty. You see them 15, 16, 14, 17, 18 in the hospital with babies, and they are unable to what? Afford hospital bills. Nobody comes to look for them. Nobody is asking after them. They abandon them in the hospital.
That's very sad.
Sometimes I do ask the question, why? How old are you? I'm 20. I'm 15. Plus or minus 9 months pregnancy. Maybe you got pregnant when you were 14 years old. What actually prompts you? I cannot really explain it. So one day we start crying. And the thing is something that is giving me concern that I'm even planning to like go from school to school and be talking to our young girls, our teenage girls that are coming up. They should not be deceived. They should not allow anybody to deceive them, because when you go to social media today, you see a lot of counselors, motivational speakers that are misleading our young girls. Something you know that is not right, you'll be telling somebody else to go where you know you've already made a mistake. I believe from your mistake, you should be able to correct somebody.
Yes.
Say, please don't do this thing. I've done that. I've done this. I've done that. So You see a lot of people telling young ladies, if a man comes to you, if it's this, is that, you don't do that. You only hear a few of them saying, I remember one woman, I watched her video clip, she said something. She said, I'm regretting leaving my marriage today. I was like, how? I was interested. Let me hear further. She went further to say that she left her husband and she was jumping from one man to another.
Okay.
While her husband decided to pick another woman and started a new family with her. That today, she's nowhere to be found. Whereas the husband she left has his own family now. That she's what? She's regretting it. But
they don't used to listen.
You will see a lot. You won't see young girls following that. You won't see young people following that. Anything is something that sometimes I just sit down to like, can't these young people just do what is right? Can't they just sit down to look or ask questions from people who are older, to ask them which way should I go, which path should I take? This thing I'm doing, is it going to take me far? People are no longer after going after what will take them far. But something that's immediate. And it doesn't take them far. I'm sure we have a lot of frustrated young girls.
What will make a girl frustrated? I don't know. At that young age, already frustrated.
When the thing is, the burden is so much, because when you look at our society today, like you rightly said, as a mother, I'm sure you are a mother. You have teenage girls.
I do.
Good. I'm sure you are teaching them the moral of life. The things they should take as priority at their age now.
We do our best. We do our best.
Yes. We also know that there are some other group of children, no matter what you provide for them, they don't want to listen. That one is one category. There's another set that needs what? Direction. They need people to just tell them the right thing to do. And the first teacher, I've said this thing here before, the first teacher every child has is the parent.
It's the parents.
The mother, especially the mother. You know what you have gone through as a mother. As a mother that has grown up, you know what you have gone through. And you see how the society has turned out to be today. You should know how to guide your children aright. But most of our mothers are not doing what they should do. They are even the one encouraging these children to do the unusual, because they want their children to be carrying big phones. We will hear some mothers, my daughter gave me this. Where did your daughter
get that money
from? Let's come to, where did you get this money from? There are, even as a matured woman, you are a woman, you are working, you are a married woman. There are certain things you will get today. Your husband will ask you some questions. Where did you get that money from? Don't talk less of a child that is still under you,
who is not even working,
with a phone worth 700,000 naira.
Even $1 million plus.
Million plus, or we've won. You see them with their we've won. They'll tell you, I bought this shoe for this mirror. We want your mothers are there clapping for them. When you ought to be scolding that child, tell that child to take that thing back, or sit her down and lecture her to be what? To be content with what you are able to provide for
when
her.
A mother is not contented, how can she preach contentment to her children?
That is the problem we have in society
because
today.
Take it or leave it, mothers of today, a lot of us mothers of today need serious talking to. Because why would you as a mother go borrowing just because you want to look good? You want to wear what the other person is wearing when you obviously cannot afford it. Some mothers work, but they do more than they can afford. If you as a mother is doing something unusual, how can you now preach to your daughter? Dorcas, please help me to answer this question.
Mothers should be lectured. Honestly speaking, it's heartbreaking sometimes when you hear some mothers speak in the public. And you as an onlooker, you want to correct these children, the mother will shun you. Leave my daughter for me. I have seen mothers deceiving their children to leave their marriages.
Your husband not get money. You cannot buy you car. Cannot do this for you.
I have a good example of a guy that was taking care of his wife very well, doing everything, but the mother keep pushing the young lady. My daughter is too beautiful. My daughter is this. My daughter is that. My daughter is this. My daughter is that. And finally, she left the marriage, left the man in the and today she's regretting it. Mothers.
Why can't some women learn from the mistake of other persons? This is not the first time a woman is leaving her husband for whatever reason. I know somebody said the husband cheated on her, so she left the marriage. Lo and behold, after zozoing, like we say here in Edo, after moving from one man to another, not finding where to pitch, she's finally somebody's third wife.
Just imagine.
Yes, and I'm like, I'm not saying it's good for a man to cheat. Nothing hurts a woman more than that when the woman knows that as a husband you're cheating. It hurts a woman. Okay, you know, the pain they enter the marrows of our bones, so to speak. It hurts, all right. But then there can be a level of settlement between them, not just leaving your home now to become a third wife of somebody, and you don't get attention from that woman because she was ill-advised. Okay, so men should find a way of you know, making sure that this thing is cupped to its very, yes, you know, so that the home can function well. When the mother is not happy in her home, how can she be comfortable enough to talk to her daughters? Some women don't work, true. Some women don't work and their husbands are not doing anything to help that woman. Have you seen where some men will eat outside? They eat like the world is coming to an end. And then when they get home, they cannot feed their children. They cannot feed their wife. What do you want that woman to do? In such a situation, what do you want the kids to do? It is in such homes that you find children misbehaving. It is in such homes that you find all manner of ills taking place. When the father faces this way, the mother faces the other way. The
children will go astray.
What will happen to the children? When two elephants fight, what happens to the grass? The grass suffers. There's a huge neglect. There's a huge neglect. If parents cannot come together, when families are living in toxic environment, and this toxin is being emitted by father and mother. What do you think the children would do?
Good example for the children.
Yes.
Then outsiders will take charge. Miscreants will take charge. They will deceive them. Come, because there was one I even interviewed, one small girl. When she put to bed, nobody was coming for her. And I asked her, how did you get to know this young man? She now said she was living with her brother, but she was not being given food, that she used to say this Yoruba agbo. Then from there, this young man comes to patronize them, and the young man gives her money. That's how she followed. She fell into the trap of getting pregnant for him, and they just abandoned her for this young man. And I asked, what is he doing? He said he's a bricklayer. During the rainy season, the guy work was not forthcoming, so there was no money anywhere. And the young girl and the baby were in the hospital for a very long time until help came and we were able to offset the hospital bills. After paying the hospital bills, and I asked her, how are you going to go home? She said she doesn't have any penny on her.
I know where to go.
She has somewhere to go, but don't money to pay transport to the place.
Okay, let's look at this young girl who was murdered in Port Harcourt. You know, that story is on social media. It's gone so viral. A young man murdered the girlfriend, a 300-level student of the University of Port Harcourt studying petrochemical or something like that.
Biochemistry also.
Yes, something in that area. Very pretty girl. From stories, they had broken up. She went back. Went back for what? Went back for what? Would you say that this young girl did not get some home training from her parents? Because she was supposed to go to school, for goodness sake.
Why did she
Do you go to the universities to make boyfriends or to read? We're not saying you cannot make friends. I need you as a counselor to talk, because do you go to the universities to make boyfriend or to read?
I think we are.
I'm not on the same page with you. Your own page and I'm not on my own page. Because I'm asking this question, do you go to school to make boyfriends up to the point that you abandon everything that you ought to do? Because of what? Because of what?
You see, school are meant to train us. We are meant to go to school and be trained. That's what school is meant for. But it is unfortunate that some people, when they get to school, they are influenced by various characteristics of people coming from their different backgrounds. And before you knew, a well-brought-up child, a decent young one for that matter, will become something else.
A wise woman once told me that it is only when you want to be influenced by negative vices that you will be influenced. If you don't want to be, you will not be.
It's true. I absolutely agree with you. But how do we get our young girls to be firm and resolute about their decision in their choice of who influence
That's
them?
why you are a counselor.
Because when you want to talk to them, the funniest thing that when you want to talk to them, when you try to talk them out of it or try to guide them, they will tell you.
They call you old school.
This way they talk, so who you help. There was one video I saw. They asked the Yahoo boys or doctor, who would you like to marry? And they say, who doctor help? And they will go for Yahoo boy. And since that day, the thing gives me concern. When you ask people that use these young girls to work, they will tell you, you hardly see sales girls this day. You hardly see young girls that want to work. Why? Nobody want to learn a skill. Nobody want to work to earn a little, just get little salary to sustain themselves.
The money is too small. The money is too small. When somebody can give you a phone of 1.5 million.
They will just jump after them. And what do you get in return? Those persons are getting the money from somewhere. They are getting the money from somewhere. They need things to bring for that money to keep coming. And since you are getting money from there, it will get to a point you become an option to bring more money. But the thing is, some young girls are not contented with what they have.
How do we preach contentment to our girls? Because that is the problem now. That is the main issue now. That is what is in the front burner. How do we preach contentment?
The friends that you keep. The home. Why do I say the home? Some mothers or some parents will tell them, are you not seeing your friends? Are you not seeing your mates? Look at what your mates are doing, though. Yeah, your mates, this also person has bought also thing for her mother. What are you still waiting for? Your mates are all dating somebody. So we cannot suffer when we have such. You are very beautiful.
So have a beautiful girl like this.
Things like this. I should not be suffering with you in the house. So please, so
and oil films for that matter.
On these children, before you know it, they will give in. Then another one. Let's say there's one young lady, my very good small girl. She came to see me before she went to sell. And she was telling me that, ma, anytime you try to, wherever you go to, people are just doing everything. It seems that the abnormality has not become the norm in the society. That you are tempted to join.
It's like you're the one that are now doing the abnormal.
Yes, and I told her that you don't have to join them. So I have to encourage her. She said, well, I said, yes, stand your ground. The same people that you think must have arrived today, they will envy you tomorrow. Just maintain what you are doing. Stick to what you are doing. What are the things your mother taught you? She reiterated everything that the mother has already taught her, that she has been abiding to since when she was from 100 level to final year. And now you want to change at this level. It's too late for you to change now. I encouraged her. She was happy. She said that this advice you gave me today will go a long way.
Okay, as a counselor, how does a young girl thrive in a society that celebrates immorality, in a society that upholds, you know, money, regardless of that, regardless of how you come about that money? A society that believes that if you don't have money, you're nothing. If you're an office holder now, and you're righteous in your office, and you do everything right, and you don't have a house in your village, you don't have a mansion in your village, you have failed as far as society is concerned. If you don't have fleet of cars, you have failed as far as society is concerned.
Says who?
The society, people around you. So how is a young girl going to survive when she finds herself in a university environment, for instance, and her friends, her mates are using a bone straight mirror, they are using big phones and all of that? How is that girl supposed to survive?
Now,
please do this in the next 3 minutes, then we'll wrap up.
As a young girl, know what you want. Know what you want. What do I mean by know what you want? Before you left home for school, there are many courses. You choose a particular course that you want to go for. Why? Because you like people in that field and you want to be like them. Focus on that. Oh, when you see lawyers acting, when you see lawyers talking, wearing their wigs and everything, you love it. You want to be like them. Fix what you are there to do. Then make friends with people who are already in that profession. Let them guide you. They've gone through there. Ask them, how do they survive it? It will help you to be focused. It will help you to be focused. Then you also see in the different category of people trying to buy phone. There is time for everything.
You know, this phone thing is causing a lot of problems in our society
Last
today.
year, people were moving around with iPhone 14 Pro Max. Today, we have iPhone 15 Pro Max. Before you know it, iPhone 16 Pro Max will come out, and 17, 18 will come out. You don't have to kill yourself now. There's a point you will get to. You can buy that phone for yourself conveniently without stress. Why not wait till that time? If it's Palasa phone you are able to afford now, stick to your Palasa phone.
Be contented.
Be contented with what your parents are able to provide for you. When you are contented with that, you will not be distracted by what your friend is carrying or wearing, whether they are wearing ball straight or short straight or long straight. It does not matter. It will not affect you. Please, young girls, know what you want and be focused in it. When you are focused in it, believe in you, that person that you have seen that is inspiring you to go to that line, to want to be like that thing, you will be shocked that you will become more successful than that person that is inspiring you. All you just have to do is just to be focused. Be focused. Do not allow any form of distraction to distract you.
And you know,
people who have gone ahead of you, they also met with those distractions, but they refuse to be distracted with those distractions, and they came out was strong. So if you to choose not to be distracted, you will come out well.
Okay, Dorcas, you will come out well, young lady who is watching, mommy of a young lady who is watching, daddy of a young lady who is watching. Let us learn to teach our children the right thing and make sure that you visit your children. Be them in university or polytechnic, you can visit your children. You know, I noticed that once children go to the university, that is all. Parents don't check on them anymore because they are now big boys and big girls. No. You should find time. Yes. Pick up a
call, try to monitor them. I know of a mother, the child is serving, but the mother still call the daughter, have you eaten? Where are you? What are you doing?
Just monitor
Where are you going to? And sometimes I was like, this woman is small. And the second thought, I say, with what this woman is doing, this child, before, if somebody wants to influence her negatively, she will say, my mom will call me. Before you know, she will tell the mother. So mothers, parents should befriend their children.
Okay.
Befriend. When I mean friend, befriend.
Befriend.
Befriend today. When you are friend today, they will feel free to tell you anything. But when you are harsh or pushing them too much, you are hard on them, they will withdraw from you.
And then you will.
They can even blacklist your number on their phone. But be friend to them. It's not everything you will be shouting at them. It's not everything you want to say you must do. Man, sometimes Allah, they just give them that little freedom, but monitor all their doings and their going. When you do that, it will help them to, oh, I have somebody that's watching my back.
Okay. All right. If you are such a parent that is not giving that attention, that needed attention to your daughters and to your girl child, honestly, you have failed. If your 14-year-old daughter, your 15-year-old daughter, your 16-year-old daughter, your daughter who is still underage, if she's living outside your home and not living with a relative, living on her own, you have also failed as a parent. If your teenage daughter, your little children who are not working, bring things home that you didn't buy, that their brothers or sisters didn't buy for them, you have also failed as a parent. We'll see you again next week. Thank you, Dorcas, for finding time to be with us. Bye-bye.